Leigh-Ann Allaire Perrault joining us as well. We're going to talk a little bit about how you can have a budget-friendly wedding. But before we get there, a bridal registry is a favorite at Hudson's Bay. So this 16-piece box set of Gluckstein Home bone china, Quincy dinnerware, the brides love it, and we get it. We're going to draw for it after the show. So you can get it here. Make sure you get some great items on your registry for sure. Now, let's say you don't have a ton of cash. You want to make sure things look elegant and beautiful, but you haven't broken the bank. You've got some good DIY projects, and I mean, this space looks gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Well, for me, and I've talked about this before, that I really believe great style has little to do with how much money you spend, but rather how creative you can be within that budget that you have in a realistic way.
Yeah.
And certainly with a wedding, there's lots of things to splurge on, but there's a lot of ways that you can save without sacrificing style, which I think is so incredibly important. So I started off by thinking first theme, which is where a lot of people start. They think about their colors, they're going to think about their textures, and for me, I was tapping into some of the latest trends, one being that very ethereal outdoor garden party, but with a bit of a modern twist to it. So I thought, what better way to save on your budget than to actually just go out and borrow from Mother Nature. So I thought, how simple. I was pruning the trees on the weekend, and I thought, you know what? They're beautiful, and why not use something like this suspended over a head table, over a specific station, maybe the signing book, and right away you get that instant impact of establishing what your theme is.
Love it.
So Alison also talked about copper a little bit. She had the copper-colored macarons.
You're right on trend.
So I thought copper is actually a material, surprisingly, that's easily accessible and pretty affordable at the hardware store. Okay. So I thought, okay, why don't we do something with copper piping? So you can see I've made a simple table number here.
Oh, I thought this was how long the marriage was going to last. Oh my God, we should be doing that. Okay, it's table number 5. Got it.
Not to say that you can't take bets over the course of the evening with friends and family.
This is brilliant. How did you do the bending and shaping?
I'm actually going to show you how. It's just flexible coils of copper that's very, very affordable that I just picked up at the hardware store. And I wanted to really ground, again, when we're talking copper is one major theme. Another one, we talked about the garden. I wanted to bring in that fresh green color. Yeah. And it's one of those things when you're investing in table linens and you're investing in chairs, I always say that's where you don't want to skimp out. The last thing you want is a rocking chair. I actually went to Chairman Mills and got all of the basics. So investing in the bones, including beautiful dishware in a great oval color, so something a little bit unexpected. And can we just talk about the gorgeous cutlery as well?
This is beautiful. So, all from Chairman Mills?
All from Chairman Mills.
Very nice.
But then I thought layering in those pieces that are a little bit more bespoke and custom, like the custom color aspect, I actually created this little table runner, which I'll also show you how to do, but it has that such a beautiful marbleized technique that, again, is so popular. I keep hearing more and more in wedding decor in particular, patterning coming back, so even floral print tablecloths. But this gives you like that subtle texture and floral detail in there without overwhelming your overall look and design of the space.
It looks a little bit vintage, a little bit aged.
It really does.
It's nice.
And then when it comes to the centerpiece, this is where a lot of people tend to rack up the budget. Let's be honest, flowers are not inexpensive. Same with the vessels, and if you're investing in not renting, because a lot of people give those the centerpiece away, including the vases and candle holders off the table. I actually just created all of these. These were all clear glass before, and I sprayed them into the theme colors. And I really loved the idea of blocking your florals. So I didn't do a formal bouquet. So this is something you can buy in bulk, all of the flowers, and have bridesmaids farm the jobs out to the bridesmaids. And you just say, tall canister, has the lilies, small ones, some hydrangeas, and you're pretty much done. You don't really need to overinvest in the florals if you don't have the budget to do so.
I'm loving the different heights, and this is gorgeous. It takes up the amount of space and has the heft you want it to have.
Exactly.
And what about these here?
So menus are always one of those things that are nice to have. I think they really set the tone in terms of elegance. Now, I created these little marbleized paper backdrops and then just printed the top here with the vellum paper. Now, you notice I have a menu. You have something a little bit different.
I do have something a little bit different. So I have something that says he or she. Oh, and it's a little quiz. Who initiated the first date, he or she? Who went for the first kiss? This could be scandalous.
Who's obsessed with chapstick and who cried the most during the Notebook.
That's
one
so
of them probably
cute.
did.
So you get a little quiz, and
Yes.
people, it gives you a good conversation
It's a
starter.
talking, and especially if you spend some time, bride and groom, thinking about these questions ahead of time, that would spark up a story from the guest that maybe, you know, who doesn't like mushrooms, and somebody says, I remember this one time we were eating mushrooms, and you know, it starts that conversation, which I think is great. So the key with this, because we're on a budget, I'm actually going to show you how to pull some of this look together. And the nice thing is, whether you're prepping for a bridal shower, an engagement party, or the wedding, you can customize any of this. So the colors, the techniques
whatever
that you use.
want.
Exactly.
It's DIY.
So first things first, I showed you that marbleized tablecloth.
Oh, you can really see it with the paint.
Yeah, so this was my first trial run here, and I have to tell you, tablecloths are not inexpensive to buy.
Yeah.
So what I actually did is I bought a cotton tab curtain and cut the tabs off, and they were about $8 a curtain panel. So I just cut the tabs off, and it gave a perfectly seam finish. Now to create the marbleized technique, what you're going to do is first soak that curtain panel, or whatever your fabric is, 100% cotton, in water. I've got it over top of just a plastic container and a drying rack, and this is a technique called ice dyeing that I'd never tried. I've become really obsessed with fabric dyeing lately because it gives such a unique look. And all I did was kind of scrunch the wet fabric on the top here, and then you pile on the ice right on top. So I'm going to try not to spill it everywhere. But literally, there's no method to this other than you don't want perfection. You just want piles of ice. And then you're going to take a fabric dye that's in a powder form. So I picked this up from Michael's on the weekend. And it comes in so many different colors. And you're just going to sprinkle it right onto the ice. And the idea with this is, as it dries, because you're not mixing the dye in a liquid first to uniform all the colors, each of the particles will break down and release their different colors into the fabric. And it creates that gorgeous marbleized effect.
That's so cool.
I took this in the backyard and let it melt under the sun. In about an hour it was melted. Or you can leave it overnight, and you get more of a natural gradient of color in there. Really, really easy. And again, pick your colors, customize the look.
That is a great idea.
Simple, great for just a head table. I'm not
if
saying
you try
every
that,
table,
if you try that, put it on Twitter.
Please, I would love to see it.
Link us in Leigh-Ann Allaire and Cityline CA. We love to see your projects.
I would love that.
I love
that. So taking everyday dollar store glassware and upping the ante on it with a simple treatment. So all of these pieces I just, again, picked up on the weekend from the dollar store. These little guys were 3 for $1.50, so do the math on that. Not bad if you want to give these as your little takeaway to each of the guests at your table. And I was able to turn the candy jar into this beautiful little, what I would use as a tea light holder. And then those little jars there I used for my little succulents. That could be a takeaway. And I did all of this using a product called Mirror Effects. Now, this is spray paint specifically created to go onto glass. You can spray it matte, and it looks stunning. So you can turn anything into gold or silver, mirrored silver. But if you see, I know, isn't that gorgeous?
That's nice.
It's like disco ball. That's a whole other wedding party happening. But with this, if you see that beautiful kind of aged mercury glass look to it, all you need to do for this technique, spray everything solid with the gold, mix 1 part water with 1 part vinegar, and while the paint is still wet, spray it. You just spray it and walk away, and you get this beautiful reaction.
That's cool.
I tell you, to me, that looks like a heck of a lot more than 50 cents.
Sure does.
It's fun right there.
Good work.
And then the copper. We were talking about the copper pipe.
Show me how this easily and bendable
really
this is.
Easy. So you can bend this just to pretty much anything. Now, my tip for anybody trying this at home, print out your numbers on a piece of paper from the printer, and then just bend to follow it on the paper.
That's smart.
So that it helps you with proportion. Really, really easy.
That's right. So
and
they're
then
all the same.
Smaller version, I just took these little wood dowels here, drilled a tiny hole in the top, and with, again, small jewelry twine, copper wire, just made the little place card holders, which can also get a little bit expensive. So whether you do a simple kind of curl or something a little bit more modern, you can have fun with the style of your wedding that way.
Okay, so now the menus.
The menus. So this is a marbling technique which has become so popular lately, and it's actually so easy to do, and I am so smitten with the customized look that it gives. Basically, all you want to do is start with a bin of water. Pick whatever colors you want in terms of spray paint. You spray this onto the surface.
Spray paint?
Any spray paint. So these are just 2 metallics that I happen to really like. So these are from Universal. You'd spray this onto the surface, and then you want to use watercolor paper that can be allowed to be wet. You just dip this right on top of the surface, and you end up with these stunning, so if I can show them here.
So you spray in here, and then you put the water in here?
We have a little bit of time, right? Do a little bit of spray technique. You agitate it a little bit, and if I dip this,
I love that smell. It's like that nail polish remover
You start
smell.
to get that look.
Cool.
Isn't that pretty?
That is so cool.
Yeah, so fast to do.
Fast. And then you just lay it out to dry.
You lay them all out to dry, and what I thought would be so nice, this is just a little extra, I had leftover paper, make a matting out of it and then put your black and white photo from your wedding in there
lovely.
afterwards. It's a
Look
nice
at
little keepsake
that.
of your color scheme and the decor element.
That is gorgeous.
Very simple.
Great. She's saving
Thank
you
you.
money, guys.